Hi, everyone. Hope you're all well and enjoying the festive season. Tonight's story is about someone who dared to cross the infamous, haunted Mourning Hollow Road on Christmas Eve. What happened that night will make you think twice before taking a dare, especially when it involves a road with such a dark history. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen something you knew wasn't supposed to be real? Something you saw with your own eyes, but deep down, you knew it shouldn't exist? I did, and I still don't sleep right because of it. It was Christmas Eve. I was sitting in my car, parked under the last flickering streetlight in my village, gripping my phone with shaking hands. Joseph's voice was loud and cocky through the speaker.
Come on, man. It's just a road. 10,000 naira for an hour of driving? You'd be an idiot to pass this up.
I swallowed hard, my throat dry.
It's not just a road, Joseph. People have seen things there.
He laughed.
Ghost stories. My grandma says spirits roam that road, but have you ever seen one?
I hesitated. The truth was, I was broke. Rent was overdue, and Christmas didn't feel so magical when you couldn't even afford rice for the holiday meal. I exhaled.
Fine, I'll do it. But you better have that money ready when I get back.
Joseph chuckled.
Just don't chicken out halfway.
I hung up, tossed my phone onto the passenger seat, and started the car. The heater wheezed, barely fighting off the Harmattan cold as I turned onto Mourning Hollow Road. The moment my tires crossed onto that cursed stretch of dirt and cracked asphalt, the street lights behind me flickered and died. The road was narrow, swallowed by thick bushes and towering baobab trees, their twisted branches forming a skeletal canopy that blocked the moonlight. The wind howled through the leaves, whispering something I couldn't understand. 15 minutes passed, then 30, nothing. I let out a breath. Maybe it really was just a road. And then I saw her, a young girl, standing barefoot at the side of the road. She wore a white wrapper, too thin for the cold, her long, tangled hair covering most of her face. Her small, delicate frame was shivering. I slowed the car, rolling down the window.
Hey, are you okay? What are you doing out here alone?
She lifted her head slowly. Her face was pale, too pale. Her wide, unblinking eyes were dark hollows, rimmed in red, like she had been crying for hours.
I live nearby. I hurt my leg. I can't walk home.
I hesitated. Everything in me screamed that something was wrong. But what was I supposed to do? Leave a child alone on an abandoned road? I forced a smile.
All right, get in. I'll take you home.
She nodded and climbed into the passenger seat. Her skin was ice cold. The heater blasted warm air, but she didn't seem to notice.
What's your name?
Chisholm.
She said quietly.
Chisholm Ease.
I frowned. That name sounded familiar.
How old are you, Chisholm?
10.
She never looked at me, just stared straight ahead, hands resting stiffly in her lap.
How did you hurt your leg?
I asked.
And why were you out here alone?
Silence. She didn't answer, didn't even blink. The unease in my gut twisted tighter. She wasn't breathing. I checked the rearview mirror. The road stretched behind us, empty and endless.
Where do you live?
I asked, my voice shaking slightly. She lifted a hand and pointed.
Down that path.
I turned my head and saw it, a narrow, dark trail disappearing into the trees. Nothing but shadows. I swallowed.
Are you sure? I can walk you home.
No,
she said sharply, then softer.
No, it's fine. You don't need to.
The way she said it, like she needed me to leave. Reluctantly, I nodded.
All right, be safe.
She stepped out into the dust, limping toward the darkness. And then she was gone, just like that. No sound, no movement, just gone. I sat there for a long moment. Something about it felt wrong. And then the thought hit me like ice water. What if she didn't make it home safely? I sighed, frustrated, then threw the car into reverse. I turned back toward the path, grabbing my flashlight from the glove box. I followed the trail through the bush, my boots crunching against the dry earth. And then I saw it, an old, rotting hut, windows shattered, roof sagging under the weight of time. A rusted sign above the door read, "AZ Family Compound." My breath hitched. This place wasn't livable. It looked like it had been abandoned for decades. And then my flashlight beam landed on something, a gravestone. CO.AG, 1968-1978. I staggered back, my heart pounding in my chest. CO had been dead for nearly 50 years, and I had just given her a ride. I bolted back to my car, jumped in, and slammed the door shut. My hands shook as I turned the key. The engine sputtered, and then my rearview mirror shifted, not by itself. Something was in the back seat. Slowly, I looked up. Chisholm was sitting there, her dark, empty eyes locked onto mine, and she smiled.
You should have kept driving.
The world turned upside down. The car wasn't moving, but the trees outside were, twisting, bending, closing in. The windshield cracked, something slamming against it from the outside. A shrill, high-pitched wail filled the air, coming from inside the car. Everything went black. I woke up the next morning, parked on the side of Mourning Hollow Road, alone. My car was covered in dust. My phone was dead. I stumbled out, gasping for breath, my heart still hammering in my chest. The footprints in the dirt beside my car weren't mine. I never saw Chisholm again. But sometimes, on Christmas Eve, I hear a knock at my window. And when I look outside, there's no one there, just small footprints in the dust, waiting.